If you watch any YouTube, you've likely gotten an ad for UMZU pre-workout. They talk a lot about their digestive products, but their pre-workout actually isn't bad, and it's got a couple things that I liked, so I figured I'd order one. Yeah, we bought one myself and figured I'd talk about it today on YouTube. So 4 ingredients, 4 major active ingredients, a very simple pre-workout. I want to say it's a simple pre-workout that will work. Now, work for what is a longer-ended question of like what you need out of something. Is this enough for you? Well, we're going to talk about that today. But it's a very simple product that you're going to know every single thing in here that it works. So let's talk about this. First ingredient here, the biggest ingredient on the panel because it's the highest dose, is going to be nitrosigine. Now, nitrosigine is a form of arginine that is bonded to silicate, and there's some inositol added in. Arginine itself does not work very well because it's not very bioavailable, but when you bond it to silica, you're stabilizing it. You see, arginine suffers from this thing called the first pass effect. Your stomach, it likes arginine a lot. It wants to keep it there. It doesn't want to get it into the system, where it can do all the beneficial stuff for blood flow. Now, arginine, silicate, and inositol, when it's nitrosigine, can make its way into the body. It boosts blood flow for up to 6 hours. So it begins working in like a half hour. You're gonna get a pump right away, but it also functions for a while afterwards, which helps out for recovery as well. Nitrosigine has been studied in a few different settings for different things, but the big things that you're gonna see here in the pre-workout setting are gonna be increased blood flow to muscles and also help with cognitive flexibility. There's also, if you take it regularly, a stimulant-free energy feeling. Some users reported a stim-free, kind of like feels like they took an energy drink that didn't have caffeine in it, but still was uplifting. So a lot of different reasons to like it. I'm a big fan of nitrosigine. If you watch any of the rest of the channel, you know that. So from there, they go with a natural caffeine, 150 milligrams here. Not a lot of caffeine. Most people are going to be used to more. If you've ever drank a Bang or any sort of canned energy drink, you're definitely thinking about more caffeine than this. But for a newcomer to the sport or to just lifting in general, it's going to be a great amount. 150 milligrams is definitely not too much for most people. You're going to feel very comfortable. And caffeine's just a super beneficial dietary supplement to use. Helps with endurance, fat loss, strength, power output, all sorts of different stuff. And also just keeps you from being tired. Now, they pair that with L-Theanine. There's 150 milligrams of caffeine and 100 milligrams of theanine, and I usually like to see like a 2-to-1 ratio, but it's close. You know, there's not a lot of caffeine in here, so it's kind of like weird that they put theanine in here because theanine is it's a conundrum when it comes to caffeine. Theanine is a calming amino acid. It's helpful for sleep aids. It can help put you to sleep. It can help calm you down. But it also has a bunch of studies in tandem, or I should say one strong study in tandem with caffeine that it actually helps with focus. Now, there's pros and cons to this. It helps synergize in terms of creating focus, but also, like I said, it's quite sedative and calming. So how much sedating against the caffeine do you want to warrant the pros of that focus? For some people, this may negate a lot of the feeling of caffeine. And for some people, that's a good thing. For other people, they want a lot of caffeine. They want a lot of stimulant. And that might not be a good thing for those people. So consider that when you're choosing this pre-workout. Personally, for me, later in the afternoon, if I want to go to bed at a normal time, I'm trying to grab something like this. I don't need a ton to work out. I'm not one of the lifting fanatics that needs tons of caffeine anymore. Back in my high days of powerlifting, when I was really, really into training as heavy as possible, I was really big on a lot of stimulants, but these days I find myself reaching for other things. But you might still be in that phase, or you might just be a person that needs more energy, and that's totally fine. This might not be for you in that case, but otherwise, I'm big on the caffeine, big on the nitrosigine. Theanine, you know, for some people it's good, for some people it's not. But the last thing here is going to help out with all of the things in this product. Estrogen from New Life Sciences. Now, this is a proprietary blend of RG1 and RB1. They're isolates from Panaxnoda ginseng, as well as astragalus root. Very, very isolated constituents within there that help out with absorption into the gut for a lot of things like caffeine, amino acids. This is really helpful for the arginine of the nitrosigine. It's also helpful for the caffeine and the theanine. It's going to help out with absorbing dietary supplements and food overall. You see, at the very least, even if it doesn't have a study with some ingredients, it has a study showing that it lowers gut inflammation by up to 74%, which is quite significant. In America, most people are living with a lot of gut inflammation. That's why you don't absorb a lot of the stuff that you use. That's why you don't feel very good, because your gut creates a lot of serotonin. Estrogen itself is going to help out with all of those things, and it's a relatively cost-effective product, which is why they can make this so affordable, just 4 ingredients. Honestly, not a super complicated pre-workout. It's going to be nice, not going to be overstimulating, going to give you a good pump, and it's going to help out with your gut and absorption overall. I see no downsides to it other than if you're a crazy lifter that wants lots of stuff, this might not be all that, but circling around the main component of arginine, silicate, inositol, and nitrosigine almost feels like an augmented nitrosigine product, like a pump product with a little bit more. I'm a big fan of it. I actually paid for this product, so in this video, I don't have to sit here and lecture you about me getting it for free, but I do have to say we have a business affiliate relationship with various different ingredient companies that are in this, so take that for what it's worth. This intends to be an educational video to help you understand ingredients and products better, not a review. So this helps you be better informed on what you're buying. Feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to talk to you about it. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.